Hey, what's up guys? It's Coach Griffin with MatTime Wrestling, and I wanted to make a video today to just give you guys a quick introduction to wrestling and talk about two basic moves in wrestling that you'll hear a lot, and that is shots and sprawls, or shooting and sprawling, right? And these are my kids here. They're in the process of learning wrestling, so we're going to go over this just to give you guys a quick understanding of what the moves are and how to do them on a basic level, and then in further videos we'll go into them a little deeper and talk about techniques and why we do them a certain way and different things like that. So we'll start off with a shot. It's probably the most common move in wrestling. It's the principle of, or it's the basis of a lot of moves that build off of this. And it's really simple to do. It's a technique thing. So you're going to have to, if you want to learn how to do this, you're going to have to get in a lot of repetitions. You're going to have to do it often, and you're going to have to make sure that you're doing it the right way so that your muscle memory kicks in whenever it's time and you can execute it the right way. So the basics of a shot are, if I'm in a stance, right, a wrestling stance, right? Well, first let's back up and let's talk about a wrestling stance, okay? So a wrestling stance, Lindy, will you scoot back? A wrestling stance is the most important part of wrestling. So a good stance, you want to be low to the ground, right? You want to have your knees bent, your butt low. I don't want to be like this, right? When I'm like this, my butt's real high and my back is bent. Well, if I'm like this, I can't see my opponent, right? And if I can see my opponent, it's really straining on my neck to try to see that, right? And so all I have to do is lower my butt, and now I'm in a better stance, and now I can see better. My posture's better. I'm more positioned to launch forward. So a good stance is very important in wrestling. So we want to stay in a good stance. We want to have our elbows in. We don't want to be elbows out like this. We want to be elbows in, hands up, head up. And my philosophy is I don't want somebody to be able to read my t-shirt very easily. So if I'm wrestling somebody, come here, Landon. If I'm wrestling somebody, I want to be low, right? I want to be like this, right? I don't want to be like this. If they can read my t-shirt, I'm probably not low enough, right? So I want to be low. I want to keep my eyes up. I want to keep looking forward. I want to keep my hands up and in front of me. I want to keep my elbows in and protect myself, right? This is how we want to be in a stance, right? We want to be able to apply pressure, do different moves from here, right? So a good stance is very important. You'll get a lot of practice in wrestling practice on stance. You'll do stance and motion drills where you're affecting your opponent by your motion and things. Y'all just want to do it, don't you?
Yeah, I really want to do it.
So anyway, everything starts with a good stance. So the first thing we're going to talk about from there is a shot. And so I'll show you guys the basics of a shot. So from your stance, the purpose of a shot is to go in and grab the opponent's legs and then pick them up and take the opponent down. So with a shot, we want to step with our front leg. We call that the penetration step. We're going to launch off of our back leg with our front leg, right? So I'm going to step in, and then from there, this front knee is going to go to the ground. So I step, and then I'm going to transition down to my knee. This leg's going to drag behind. From there, I've got good shoulder pressure. I'm forward, right? I'm not back like this. And I'm good forward pressure, reaching for the legs. And the next move I'm going to make is this leg that's behind me is going to come up, and I'm going to plant my foot beside my opponent. So I'm going to come up and plant. And at this point, you're holding on to your opponent. Your head's in their side. You're going to step off of this foot, and you're going to start driving that way. Excuse me. You're going to step and drive as you're picking their legs. So that's what we call a shot. And so if you look at it in slow motion, it looks like this, right? And then we have this side, right? That's a shot. So you want to do shots real quick?
Yeah.
Come on, let's do shots. All right. Let's do over. Here we go. Ready? Go.
Gosh.
All right. We're going to take another shot. We're going to shoot. Right? So basic principles,
Wait,
right?
do that.
Now I'm old, so I use my hands a little bit. You don't have to. You shouldn't, because your hands should be attacking their legs. Right? Now shoot.
Oh.
Now, what that looks like with an opponent. Let me stand here because you're taller. So when you're wrestling your opponent, we're in a stance, and I want to shoot on him, right? It's called shooting on somebody. I want to execute a shot, a double leg in this point. So from here, the first thing I'm gonna do is launch off my back foot. We're not wrestling. I'm gonna launch off my back foot, take that penetration step. Then I'm gonna go to my knee, good forward pressure. Right, now I'm at my knee, and look, I'm in the pocket right here on my opponent. Back leg's behind me, I'm on my knee. Take that step up. At this point, my head's right where it needs to be. I've got both legs, because he didn't move. I've got both legs. I'm gonna drive my head into him. I'm gonna lift this leg, and I'm gonna pivot off of this foot and drive to the side. And land on top of your opponent. So I'm gonna face you guys so you can see that from a sideways view. Here, let's start over here so I got room. All right, so I'm gonna take my penetration step. I'm gonna go down my knee, and I got both legs, and I stepped, right? Now from here, I'm just gonna pick the leg and drive. Now we'll do it at speed. Here we go. Now he's smaller than me, so that went really easy. Let's try not falling over this time. Here we go. Boom, big step.
Oh, you almost hit his head on the floor.
Be careful. All right, y'all do it. Here, let them show you.
I'm gonna do it first. Let me do it first.
Go. Let's see a shot. Big shot. Nope. Nope.
Wrong.
See, they're learning. So what he did there wrong was when he went in to shoot, his body position looked like this. He stepped, but he stepped so far forward that when he pushed himself backwards. And he fell like this. Right? And then your opponent falls on top of you. Right?
Do it there.
So we want to go from here, and we want to step up right here. We don't want to step, move Lindy. We don't want to step way up here, because then I can't drive that way, because my foot's in front of me, right? So we want to step up beside ourselves, that way I can launch myself forward still, like that.
So basically,
Try again.
putting your foot next to your opponent.
Try again.
Yeah, try it again. Go, go, go. That's too low. No, it isn't.
Go, Lehman. You lower your level. Boom, drop. There we go. And you cover. All right, Lanny, you shoot on Lehman now.
Oh, no.
Good step. All right, stop. Lehman's not going to let you. Even when we're making a video, Lehman won't let you shoot on him. That's Lehman's deal. He won't let nobody do nothing on him. Lanny, shoot on him. Finish it. Pick that leg. There you go. Sometimes you got to drive and you got to really pick that leg.
He yanked me back and he like, screw.
All right, watch out. Okay, so I'm going to do one more here just to show you from this view, because we've showed you from that view, we showed you from that view. I'm going to show you this view so you can get a sideways perspective of how we're driving. Let's go over here. All right, so my opponent's here, I'm here, I want to take a shot, right? So remember, the first thing we do is we launch off of our back foot forward with that penetration step, all right? So we're going to go forward, we're going to go on our knees, we're going to pick them up, and we're going to drive into them. You guys saw how I picked that leg up. If I don't do that, come here. If I don't pick this leg up, get in a good stance and spread your legs out. Face me. There we go. So I'm in a shot right here, right? If I don't pick this leg and I just try to drive, he's going to run his feet. So when I drive you, Lehman, I just want you to keep running your feet that way. See that? He runs his feet. And now I don't have a shot. So what we need to do, come back, is what we need to do is we need to get him off of his feet, off of his balance. And the best way to do that, I hold this leg, right, from moving, and I lift this leg. That's the purpose there, okay? So we're going to hold and we're going to lift, and I'm going to use my head to push him that way. And we're going to go down. All right. Now, take that principle and you guys practice it over and over again. You don't need a partner. Remember, you can just take a step, go to your knee, bring that foot up, and then drive. Right? You can do it all by yourself. We do it all the time here at home. We do a stance and motion drill, right? Stance. Then we go shoot. And we take a shot. And then we go back to stance and motion. Shoot. And we take a shot. Shoot. We don't have to have a partner to practice our shots. The next part of this that we're going to be doing is probably I would say it's just as important as a shot, but sometimes it's more important. It's called a sprawl. And this is the most effective way to stop a shot if somebody shoots in on you. And so from an individual standpoint, a sprawl is very, very easy to drill, very easy to understand. but the basics of it are from our stance. We don't want to jump up, right? We want to keep our upper body where it's at, and we want to kick our legs out from underneath us, and we want to plant our hip to the ground. And the hip that we want to plant to the ground is the hip where their head's going, right? So if my opponent is shooting on this side of my body, remember in a shot, their head is on one side, right? So when they take that step, their head goes beside your body, right? Wherever that head is, that's which hip I want to be on the ground, right? So when I'm sprawling, watch out, I don't want to kick you guys. When I'm sprawling, the basic concept is I'm going to go from a low level. When he goes to shoot on me, I'm kicking my legs out from underneath me. And you see how I'm kind of shifted here? Right? I can shift that way, or I can shift that way. So what I'm doing essentially is this hip over here has all the weight on it. And I'm going laces down, okay? So I want to land like that right there. Laces down, right? I don't want to land on my toes like that. I don't want to land on my knees. I don't want to land anything but hips and laces down, right? In an arched manner like this right here. The reason we do this is because we want a lot of weight to be on our opponent. All of our hips we want to be on our opponent. So the way to drill a sprawl, just like that right there, you want your hip to hit the ground, right? You want to pick a side. There we go. Hips on the ground. So we do a drill called a sprawl drill. You're getting there, Lindy. And we start in stance in motion, right? We're in stance, and we go sprawl. So we hit, and we back up. Sprawl. And we're hips, and we back up. Right? Sprawl. Back up. So that's a sprawl drill you can do by yourself. It's really simple. The concept, though, come here. So I want you to shoot on that side. So you're going to take a step with that side, that foot first. Hold on, go back. So he's going to shoot on me. Slow. Boom. So what I'm going to do, so right here, the purpose of a sprawl here, remember I kick my legs out from behind me and I land on him. And so this is the purpose right here, and I'm putting head pressure, but my hip is in where he's going, right? If this hip is down, then look, there's nothing touching him. He can just come up right beside me. So whatever side of the body he's on, that's the hip I want down, so all my weight is on the back of his head. So this is the defense to a shot. It's a sprawl. You think you guys can drill it? You think you're there yet?
You're what?
A sprawl and a shot. So one of you shoot, the other one sprawl.
You shoot, I sprawl. Aww. Go on.
Hey, come over here on this mat. Stand in the middle of the blue mat. Nope. Face one of y'all face the front, one of y'all face the back. There you go. Lehman shoot. Landon waited too long. He didn't kick his legs out. He just walked them back. You see how that doesn't work? You got to really kick those legs out. Now, Lehman, you sprawl and Landon, you shoot. Let's see it. There we go. Good sprawl. His legs are a little close together, so we got to be careful there. We want our legs spread out a little bit, right? Ideally, you kind of want both feet turned a little bit, because, and this one's laced, right? You got to go laces down, because at any moment he could shift sides, and you got to be able to shift your hips, right? If we get these legs too close together like this, then Landon can just dump this way, and Lehman can roll over, right? We don't want that. We want our hips spread out a little bit. That way, if Landon tries to dump this way, this leg can kind of block here, right? It just gives us a more stable base. So, try it again. Go at this angle right here so they can kind of see. Lehman, stay where you're at. Shoot on Landon, Landon sprawl. Go.
Did I do too early?
Yeah. Lehman, you got to commit. Lehman, both y'all have to commit to what you're doing. Lehman, you're fully shooting, and Landon, you're fully sprawling. Go. You waited too long.
I don't know when to do it and when
you do it as soon as they come at you.
I did that last time and it was too early.
Try it. No such thing. We only looked too early because Lehman didn't fully shoot. If he would have shot all the way, it would have worked. Go. There you go. See that? So Lehman goes to shoot. Landon sprawls out. Next thing you know, the only thing that Landon's not doing right here is, you see this right here? He's got to get that on the head. He's got to stuff that head in the mat when he sprawls. So you want to land all your hips on him, and you want to keep that head down. Because if not, move your hand, Landon, grab his waist like you had. Lehman can lift his head up, and he can run through, and he can finish his shot. So, when we sprawl, laces down, hip pressure towards the head, arch that back, and stuff the head with the head pressure, right? So, boom, kick the legs out. All right, everybody understand that?
Yep.
So that's a stance that we went over a shot, and now we went over a sprawl. Real simple moves is probably the three most basic moves that you'll do in wrestling. You guys drill those moves and you'll have the foundation for everything else we're going to learn on this channel. Yeah. I don't know what that was. It was like a... I wouldn't do that in wrestling. Yeah, I mean, you could try it, but I don't know how it's going to work out.
I'm just going to slam another person.
Hey, if you guys like these videos, you want to see more, go ahead and comment what you want to see, and I'll try to drop an instructional video for it in the future. Also, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. And if you like our shirts, our apparel here, we got some MatTime Wrestling apparel here.
Drip.
Settle on the mat. We got the American
Drip.
flag. We got takedown, cut, repeat.
It's
we got
called
a lot.
Drip.
It's called Drip. We got a lot more. If you go to our YouTube channel homepage, you'll see a link right there to our spread shop. It's MatTime Wrestling if you look it up, and you guys can get your own apparel. Appreciate it.